السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته، أهلا وسهلا وحياكم الله في معسكر أرشفة في نسخته الثانية والتابع لمبادرة أرشفة، واللي تهتم في أنها تكون المصدر الأول للطالب في الجانب الأكاديمي. هيلب سيشن اليوم في مادة ماث 201 بارت 2، واللي بيقدمها الدكتور شادي العمري مشكور. نفيدكم بأن الهيلب سيشن مسجل وبتجدونه في قناة أرشفة، وأيضا الهيلب سيشن بارت 1 مسجل ورفع على قناة أرشفة. بإذن الله حصة اليوم راح ترفع بكرة الصبح يعني قبل المد، وبالإضافة إلى وجود شروحات سلسلة حلول أولد إكزام ممكن تفيدكم بشكل كبير. عشان تعرفون آخر أخبارنا وبرامجنا تابعونا عبر حسابنا في تويتر @أرشفة KFUPM. ننوه بأن الأسئلة بتكون منسقة مع الدكتور شادي العمري خلال الحصة. نتمنى لكم معسكر مليء بالفائدة، والحين نترككم مع الدكتور شادي. تفضل يا دكتور.
اوكي، شكرا يا عبد الله. السلام عليكم. Good evening شباب. On Thursday, 2 days before, we already start with the first part of the revision for the midterm exam, and I think we discussed many questions from 5.1 to 6.1. Today we will continue with the second part for the material for the midterm exam, and we will discuss many questions from 6.2 up to 7.3. Okay, as usual, what I have done last time, I will give you for each question 2-3 minutes just to think about it, try to solve it and figure out, because many of these questions, if you study the material very well, you will be able, inshallah, to solve it within 3 minutes. So I will give you at least for each question 3 minutes, then we will discuss it together. Okay, so this is the first question. Before we start with this question, I need to mention something. We have 4 types of volumes. We have 4 types of volumes in Math 102. Volume by cylindrical shell. Oh, let me start by order. A disk method, and in this case, the region and the axis of revolution will be closed, each one by other. The second one is the washer method, and I think this question will be solved using washer method. In this case, the region of revolution will be far away. The axis of revolution not closed to the region. Then we will talk about cylindrical shell method, and last thing, volume by itself. Itself is volume. The question will describe this volume, then he will ask us to find the volume. The description of the volume will be by description the cross-section area. So I will give you a question on all of these techniques. Let's start with the first one. This question number 1 about section 6.2, and this one, a disk method or washer method will be the same thing, but the axis of revolution is close to the region or far away. I will give you 3 minutes now to try to solve the first question, then we will discuss it together. You can start now. Always, Shabab, I suggest for volume questions to graph the region. If you graph the region, it will be much easier, okay? If you solve the question, you can write in the chat the correct answer. Is it A, B, C, D, or E? Okay, Khalid, Fahad, Muhammad. Good. Ziad, I think you need to think again about this one. Yeah, many of you give the answer D. So the correct answer, yes, it is D. The correct answer is D. Let us solve the question together. Let us solve it together. Yeah. Okay. I will choose مجتبى محمد. Did you graph the region يا مجتبى?
Yeah.
So its graph will be look like what?
The first is parabola with up 2 points.
So it is parabola, open up and shifted up 2 units. So it will be something like this. So this is the first curve, y equal x squared plus 2. And the second will be also parabola, open down, and vertical shift 10 units up, right?
10 up, yeah.
Exactly. So this point here is 0, 10. Is 0, 10. And this one here is what?
0, 2.
This one here is 0, 2. Okay. Now, the question said that find the volume of the solid obtained by revolving the region enclosed by this curve, which is in green, and that curve, which is in red, about the line y equal -1. Y equal -1, is it touch the region يا
No.
مجتبى? No. No. So the axis of revolution is far away from the region. This is the region, and that region will be revolved about the line y equal -1. If it's easy to solve the question in terms of the same variable x, it will be using washer method. So y will be 10 minus x squared. The most important thing here, Shabab, is just to find the region boundary. So the region boundary will be from x equal what to what? How you solve it? Mujtaba. What is the point of intersections? You equal together, you move it to the second side, so you will get 2x squared equal 8, which means x will be plus minus 8 over 2 is 4, plus minus 2. Plus minus 2. So this point here is -2 to 2. -2 to 2. Right? Type. How to find the volume using the washer method? You know, Shabab, if you want to find the
square.
Yeah, pi r square, right? It will be pi r square. Always the revolution using disk method or washer method will be pi r square. Now I need you to be careful about the following. Here, if the region enclosed to the axis of revolution like this one, for example, if we say this one revolved about the x-axis, so the volume here will be integral from, let me say a to b, okay, by r square. R is the radius, and the radius will be, you write vertical line to the x-axis, and the distance up minus down, this distance will be the radius. In case you have axis of revolution far away from the region, you find you have 2 radius. So washer method in general have 2 radius. Is that clear? For washer method we have 2 radius. Now in this case we have 2 radius because the axis of revolution is not touch the curve. So the axis of revolution, this is the first radius, R1, and this is the second radius, R2. And here, the volume will be what? What do you think, Mujtaba? The volume will be the integral from -2 to 2 by R capital, or R2, or R1, اللي هي larger one, square, which is equal the distance between the upper curve and the axis of revolution. What is the distance between the both of them?
X squared
plus 1.
minus
Square plus 2 minus of -1. I will solve it in details just because it's the first example. Minus the lower in curve, which is 10 minus x square minus -1 again, square dx. So this is
دكتور العكس.
دكتور العكس.
العكس دكتور.
y.
The upper is
اللي هي y equal 10 minus x squared.
Oh, yes. The upper is the red one, which is the 10 minus x square. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Sure. Sorry. So it will be 10 minus x square minus of -1 all square. Okay. Minus the smaller radius will be the lower, which is x square minus or plus 2 minus the -1 square. dx. Now if you simplify it, طبعا الانتجرال from minus 2 to 2 you can write it as what? 2
0 to 2 مضروب
exactly, and take 2 pi outside, so it will be 0 to 2. Now the first one will be 10 minus minus 1, it will be 11 minus x square minus the second radius x square plus 2 minus minus 1, it will be x square plus 3 square dx. And you can see this one is D as your friend answer. So your answer is correct. The student who give the answer D, your answer is correct. Your answer is correct. Okay, Shabab. Now I will move to next question, question number 2. Yes.
الماينس 1 من وين جبته؟
Minus 1 هو axis of revolution. He asked us to find the revolution across y equal minus 1. So this is the axis of revolution as he asked us to find. From the question.
دكتور 2 باي كيف جت؟ 2 بس.
2 integral from minus 2 to 2, it is equal 0 to 2. Right?
عشانها even.
Yes, exactly. Then r square يعني. So it will be even function, yeah. Okay. Yeah, all of you have 3 minutes to find the answer for this question. Let me just read the question for you and see here. Note the following issue. The base of a solid. So we have solid. Okay. So the third type or the fourth type of the volumes is the volume of solid. So we have solid. خلاص, this is already a solid. Is the region in the first quadrant. So this solid, okay, its base will be in the first quadrant and bounded by the curves x equal y square, x equal 2 minus y square, and y equal 0. So we have some solid in the first quadrant. The base of this solid will be on this shape or enclosed by these 3 curves. Okay, what we need, if the cross section perpendicular to the y-axis, the cross section perpendicular to the y-axis are semicircles. So he give you the shape of the cross section of the cross section area. Then what is the volume of this solid? Is it A, B, C, D, or E? You have 3 minutes. Try to solve this question. I just want to mention something. If he said that, لاحظوا يا شباب, if he said that the cross section perpendicular to y-axis, then the integral will be in terms of y. But if he said that the cross section is perpendicular to x-axis, the integral will be in terms of x. So because in this question he said that the cross section is perpendicular to the y-axis, so for sure our integral will be dy, and you can note that all of the choices dy. So you don't need to think about this one as dx, okay? Yalla, you have 3 minutes. Try to solve the question. Let me see this chart. If you solve the question, try to write your answer in the chat. Good, good. Nawaf, you said that the washer is by, not to buy. The two come from even function, okay? Not from the washer method. Is that clear, Nawaf?
Yes, doctor, I was answering the question.
Okay. I see. Because there are many students writing in the chat, I couldn't follow up all of you. So I just saw your message now. Okay, thank you.
Dr. Shadi?
Yes.
I cannot see the message from my friends. I just see my own message. Why?
Go to the chat room. I think you have to see everything.
No, I'm in the chat room. I only see my message. I cannot see it.
Know what's the problem. Maybe there's something in the setting. Just try to find something. I didn't know really.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, maybe if one of your friends can answer you. So many students give me the answer C. Some of the students give different answer like E. I think E, Abdullah, is not correct, Abdullah al-Qahtani. So let's solve the question together. Again, you have to follow same advice. Try to graph the region. Okay, let's see. If I want to graph this region here, its a graph will be something like this. Now, let me choose Ilyas. Ilyas, if you want to solve it with me, Ilyas al-Mubarak. Y equal x square, Ilyas. X equal y square. It is parabola open right, right?
Yes, y square is to the right.
Yeah, x equal y square.
The other one is to the left, and at x equals to 2.
Exactly. So it will be something like that. So the x-intercept will be 2, 0. And that one here, let me write the curves here, not just to avoid any conflicting. Okay. And that one here is just x equal y square. Good. And with x equals 0, what is x equals 0?
X equals 0, it's y equals 0.
Here, the x-axis, y equals 0 is the x-axis. So this is y equals 0. So is it all of that one, or the lower part, or the upper part?
It's just the upper, the first quadrant.
Why is that? Why you said just the upper part? Because you said that in the first quadrant.
First quadrant, yeah.
Exactly. Now, if you did you find the point of intersection here between the two curves?
Yes, it's 1.
It's 1, exactly. You can equal this one with that one, and you find the point of intersection will be 1 with 1. 1 with 1. Good. Now, we find the point of intersection. The volume...
When you equate it together, you get y squared minus 2 equals 0.
If I find the point of intersection, it will be y square equal 2 minus y square. Bring this one to the left. You find that 2y square equal 2, which means y square equal 1, which implies y equal plus minus 1. This is the minus 1, and that is the 1. This is the values of y. So I need in the first quadrant, if you substitute y equal 1, x will be also 1. So the point of intersection is 1, 1. Is that clear, Habibi?
Yes.
Good. Now, note that, Shabab, the following. He said that the cross section, so this is volume. For this volume, if you take any cross section here, if you take cross section, okay, and that cross section, he said that it will be look like semicircle, like this, okay. He said that the cross section will be look like semicircle, half circle. The area of half circle will be r by r square. This is the area of the circle. Because it's semicircle, you divide it by 2. But I need to know what is r. Note that this distance from here to here, it will be diameter. So diameter here will be what? Will be the distance from right function to the left function in terms of y. So it will be, the diameter will be 2 minus y square minus the function on the left, which is y square. So the diameter, Shabab, will be 2 minus 2y square. Now, what is the radius? It will be 1 minus y square. This is the radius, right? This is the radius. Is that clear? Now, what is the volume? The volume will be the integral from the boundary in terms of y, from 0 to 1. of the cross-section area. Cross-section area is what? By r square over 2 dy. Why dy, shabab, again? Because the cross-section is perpendicular to y. So it will be integral from 0 to 1 of pi over 2. You can write it here, or you can take it outside if you want. You can take pi over 2 outside, right? So I can write it here. Integral from 0 to 1 of what? Of r square, which is 1 minus y square. Do we have this one on the choices? No, so we can open the brackets. It will be pi over 2 integral from 0 to 1 of 1 minus 2 first second. It will be 2y square plus second square y power 4 dy. And I think this is C, right? This is C. This one
Doctor,
is... Yes.
can you just repeat how did you find R?
I found R by how, يعني R equal half diameter. طب how to find diameter? He said that the cross section. The cross section, طبعا لاحظ هنا again, the cross section is perpendicular to y axis. So because of that, I write the cross section to be like this. If you take cross section, slide from the solid, this slide will be what? Will be semicircle. The base of the semicircle will be this distance here. That distance. Is that clear? And this distance, to find it, you will find the distance between this curve to that one, right minus left. But not that, no, this is diameter. Radius is half diameter. Radius equal diameter over 2. Is it clear?
Yeah, I got it right now. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, you are welcome. Is that clear to all of you, Shabab? Yes.
But the formula says pi over 8 multiplied by the diameter square, isn't it?
What is it?
The formula.
Formula of what?
For the semicircle.
Semicircle is area of circle. What is the area of the circle? It is by r square. Because it's semicircle, half of circle, by r square over 2. That 2 not for diameter, not for radius and diameter. This is because half circle. What is the area of the circle?
By r
square. Exactly.
Yeah.
Half of it, you divide it by 2, right? You just divide it by 2. Now, a radius, how to find it? Half of diameter. This is the whole idea. Clear?
Yes, clear, Doctor. Thank you.
Good. Now, let's move to question number 3. And question number 3 also talk about, I think here we need what? Yeah. Okay, find. Yeah, let's see here. Find the volume of the solid obtained by rotating the region enclosed by the curve y equal 3 sine x and y equals 0 from x equals 0 to x equal pi about the y-axis. Yeah, let's go ahead. يلا شباب 3 minutes. I think this one should be a piece of cake for you. يعني. The idea here is just you have to complete the you have to integrate it. Now, note that يا شباب. If you try to integrate it in terms of x and it was not easy because the revolution about y-axis, then so let me explain it again. The revolution about y-axis, if you find everything written in terms of x, you can use something called the cylindrical shell method. He didn't mention that one here, but I will show you. Take 3 minutes to solve this question. Yeah. Let's see how many students we have.
Doctor.
Yes.
It is easier to do it with the cylindrical shell method.
Yeah, it will be easier. Yeah, we have too many students. We have 130 students, so it's good. But I hope the computer will not hang up. Okay. Good. So the volume is very important, يا شباب, because I expect at least in the exam you will have 1 to 2 question about the volumes, 1 or 2. So it's very important, okay? It is very important. Okay, there are. There are some students give an answer. Okay. Let's see. Let's wait. Let us wait. Same advice. If you want to find the volume, it's better to graph. It's better to graph.
Doctor, is the answer?
What's your question?
I actually didn't find my answer there.
Oh, you have to find it. Yeah, many students put D, and I think D will be the correct answer. Yes, maybe one of you put E, Osama. No, Osama, it's not E. So let me choose.
No, it's D. I forget 6 by.
Good. It's D. Let me choose Omar. Omar.
نعم عمر الشربيني قصدك؟
Yes. ما عرفت
حياك الله دكتور.
Okay, يلا يا عمر. The volume of the solid obtained by rotating the region enclosed. Let us, me and you, try to graph the region, okay?
نعم.
Okay. The region here, because it's just 3 sine x, the graph of sine, as usual, as you know, it will be something like this, right?
Yes, begins from 0 and ends on
0 to pi, so the upper part just. Because the graph of sine will be something like this from 0 to pi. So x equals 0 is what? X equals 0. So x equal pi from here to here, and y equals 0 is the x-axis. This is x-axis, which is also y equals 0. Okay?
Yes.
Now, where is the region? The region is this one. Now, note that, ya shabab, he wants us to find the volume of this region if it's revolved about y-axis. طيب, everything here is written, ya Omar, in terms of what? In terms of x. You have the function y equal 3 sine x, and you have the limit from 0 to pi. It is the limit of x, but he needs us to find the revolution across y-axis. So if you want to find the revolution about y, but everything is written in terms of x, you can use what? Cylindrical shield method. You graph line across the region and parallel to the axis, like this one in black. The distance here will be radius. The distance here will be the radius. Okay, it's not written معلق. Okay, let me try now. Yeah, this is the radius, and the height of this line will be h, the height. Is that clear, شباب? طبعا the amplitude is 3 here. Is that clear? Now, how to find the volume? Omar, can you give me what is the volume using cylindrical shell method?
Yes, the volume, the common, it would be 2 pi, then from 0, and the integral from 0 to pi,
okay.
x sine x.
Okay, if you want to use cylindrical shell method and the revolution across y-axis, then the integral will be dx. If you want to use cylindrical shell and the axis of revolution is x-axis, the integral will be in terms of y. Is that clear? This is the first step. Cylindrical shell across y, then the integral will be dx. Type dx, so we have the limit of x. Limit of x, our boundary of x will be from 0 to pi. Cylindrical shell method say the following. You have to put 2 pi r times h. R is the radius, h is the height. What is the radius here? The radius, as I said, you put any vertical line parallel to the axis of revolution across the area, like this line here, okay? Then the distance between the axis of revolution to this line will be x, such that x between 0 pi. So the radius here is just x. And what is the height? Omar, what is the height?
Yes, the height would be 3 sine x minus 0, since it's...
Exactly, it will be this distance. It
Yes.
will be this distance, which is upper minus lower. Upper هو mean 3 sine x and lower is 0. So directly خلاص the volume will be integral from 0 to pi of 2 pi x times 3 sine x dx. If you simplify this one, it will be 6 pi outside, integral from 0 to pi of x sine x dx. How to integrate this one, Omar?
By parts.
For sure, this is by part. Let u equal x such that du will be dx, dv will be sine x dx, and v will be its integral, and the integral of sine, as you know, it will be minus cosine. So the integral here will be calculated like following. It will be 6 pi. Now u for v, it will be minus x cosine x minus v du minus will be plus integral from 0 to pi of cosine x dx. And this one طبعا from 0 to pi. If you simplify it more, it will be 6 pi of minus x cosine x, and again the integral of cosine will be what? Will be sine. And you substitute everything from 0 to pi. Let's try to find the answer. 6 pi. Now, minus pi. What is cosine pi, Shabab?
Minus 1.
Minus 1 plus sine pi is 0 minus. Substitution of lower bound is 0. So it will be minus pi times 6 pi. It will be 6 pi square.
You can skip one step by making the table if you have a knowledge about it, doctor.
Yes. By finding the interior of this one again. Yes.
How did you get the radius to 8b actually?
Okay. The radius يا شباب in the cylindrical shell method, the radius always شوفوا هنا. Let me graph it again. دائما to find the radius يا شباب, you have the revolution across y-axis. So just graph any line parallel to the axis of revolution. The distance between the axis of revolution and this line, this distance, I call it just x because it's horizontal distance, such that this x can be any value between 0 to pi. So the radius here is just this distance اللي هي كم? X. Suppose that we have something vertically like this. Something like this. Okay? And the revolution across x-axis. The revolution across x-axis. So you will graph line parallel to the x-axis, this one. What is the radius now? It will be this distance between the line and to y-axis. It will be, for example, from 0 to 3. Any line you graph it between 0 to 3 will work. So I just will call the radius y. This distance, because it's vertical distance, I will just call it y. So when you deal with radius, just write it y. Is that clear?
Yes, and if it was يعني إذا كان rotation تحت مثلا minus y equal -1.
طيب, okay, y equal -1. It is horizontal. So you deal with it same as what you deal with the x-axis. For example, if you have revolution across x equal 12, x equal 12 parallel to y-axis. So you deal with it same as what you deal with what? With the y-axis. Anything parallel to x, same as x. Anything parallel to y, same as y. Clear?
Yes, thank you, Doctor.
Good. Question number 4 يا شباب. Any question number? Yeah.
بس isn't r x right minus x left?
No, this is the height in the cylindrical shell. Now you talk about radius in a disk method and washer method. Now radius in cylindrical shell method, something else. You are right if you are talking about disk method or washer method. It will be r right minus r left or r up minus r down. the function up or down, right or left. But in cylindrical shell method, no. You just graph line, it will be x or y. طبعا شباب, let me show you something. بالله, I want to give you something extra يعني. Let me suppose the same area between 0 pi, and I will suppose that, just to answer you, both of your friends, let me suppose that I will ask you to find the volume of the solid generating by revolving this region here across, let me say x equal 5. So the revolution about x equal 5. Who can give me the radius?
The radius will change.
5
Yeah,
minus
5
x.
minus x.
5 minus x.
5 minus
Good,
x.
good. Try graph any vertical line parallel to axis of revolution in the region. So I graph it. This distance is x, but I don't need this distance. I need the distance between my line to the axis of revolution, which is, this is 5 minus x. So this is the radius. So I deal with this one same as what I deal with y-axis.
Yeah, it's same formula. We did x minus 0. That's why we
Exactly. Because the standard one was 0. Exactly. Perfect.
Doctor?
Yes.
If the line of revolution is perpendicular to the x-axis, this question we cannot use the cylindrical shell.
You will use the disk method. Yes, you are right. Disk or washer. Yes. Now, next example will be this one. I will ask you to find the volume of the solid obtained by rotating the region enclosed by this curve and x equals 0 above the line y equal -1. This is given by what? Yalla, take 3 minutes. Now, I just give you this one to give you something about y-axis. I think this is also cylindrical shell method, but about y. So just try to graph this function. Yeah, all of you. طبعا of course يا شباب, the session is recorded. Abdullah will put the recording video on the أرشفة website. Also, I will put it here in this team, inshallah. Also, the whole problems solved completely in the detail of the details, and in the every single details I will write it. Then I will send it to you here also, and I will send it to Abdullah. Abdullah will put it on أرشفة website also. So the recording and the full solution, and even you have Abdullah will put quiz for you, and the quiz also, its solution, we will put it here inshallah in the team and on أرشفة website. So you will have the solution for everything, don't worry. So you don't need to write anything, just focus and try to solve by yourself. The full solutions, I will do the same as what we have done 2 days before. I will put it in the team, and Abdullah will put it on the أرشفة website.
Doctor?
Yes.
About the solutions for the quiz, is it included with the solution for these answers?
Yeah, okay. It will be in the same file. Yes. And last time, I think one of the problem in the quiz, its solution is not 9, it is 12, or not 12, 9, something like that. Already we fix it in the solution file.
Okay.
Okay. So many of the students give me the answer. There are different answers here. In fact, some students give E, some students give B. Okay, we will see now what's the correct answer.
Dr. Shadi?
Yes.
How do I graph this equation, 5y, 1 minus y?
Good, I will show you.
Okay.
طيب the answer is E in fact يا شباب, and let us solve it. The students who give me the answer B like Khalid, Abdullah, there is something wrong with your answer. Okay, so just focus with me. Now we need to graph as usual. How to graph this region? Let me just simplify this one to show you. This is x equal what? 5y minus 5y squared. This is parabola, and this parabola will be left or right, open left or right. But how we graph in general, you need to find its vertex. Do you remember from the preparatory year how we find the vertex of parabola? We use minus b over 2a. You remember? And minus b over 2a, it will be not completing square. You can use completing square, but this one will be easier. Minus b over 2a will give you minus 5 over 2 times a, which is minus 5 also. So it will be 5 over 10, which is half. Now this half will be the y-axis of the vertex. Yani the vertex here will have y-axis equal half. You will ask me why this is y, not x, because the function is parabola in terms of y. The y square is for y. Right. How to find the x-intercept? Just substitute half here. So it will be 5 times half 5 over 2 minus 5 over half square 5 over 4. And this is equal 5 over 4, because 5 over 2 minus 5 over 4 will be 5 over 4. Now, since you have parabola, the square for y square, it will be open left or right. Because it's negative, it will be open to the left, with vertex equal 5 over 2 and half. So it's clear now, the parabola will be something like this. From the first quadrant, we have this point here, which is 5 over 4 with half, and the parabola will be open to the left. And if I make this 0, the other side here will cross the x-axis, in fact, at 0, 0. Why? Because if you suppose that y equals 0, x will be 0. So 0, 0 lies in the curve. And the other curve, here, if you factorize this one, 5, from here, you see that one of the points of intersection will be 1, and the other is 0. So the other one here is 1. This point is 0, 1. Is that clear? This is how we graph it. Okay, we graph the region. The region enclosed by... Yes.
It's open to the left.
Because the coefficient of y square is negative. If it's positive, to the right. Negative, to the left. If the square for x positive, up. X square negative, down.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so this is my curve, 5y square. Now, he need to find the area of revolution of the area enclosed by this curve and x equals 0. Where's x equals 0? It is the y-axis. So this is my region. Good? Now, this region will revolve about what? About the line y equal minus 1. Y equal minus 1, ya shabab. Is it parallel to x or y? It's parallel to x. So you graph, I will use everything written in terms of y, but I need to revolve it about something look like x. So I will use cylindrical shell method. And the cylindrical shell method, just write any line parallel to the axis of revolution and cross the area like this one. This distance here will be r. So r will be what? This distance here is y. It will be y minus y, y plus 1. This is the radius. And the height will be this distance. This distance here is height from here to here. So the integral or the volume here will be integral in terms of y. It will be what? From 0 to 1. 2 by r times h d what? dy. Because the axis of revolution to parallel to y-axis. Parallel to x-axis. So radius will be from 0 to 1, 2 pi. What is the radius, ya shabab? It will be y plus 1 times. What is h? This curve minus 0. So this curve minus 0 will be 5y minus 5y squared. Or we can write it 5y outside. Same as what we have in the question. Okay? dy. If you simplify this one, you will take 5 times 2 pi, it will be 10 pi outside, integral from z to 1. If you open all the brackets together, it will be y plus 1, 1 minus y. It is the difference between two squares, so it will be 1 square minus y square. multiplied by 5y dy. Just open the brackets. It will be 10 by integral from 0 to 1 of what?
Without
1
the 5
times
outside.
5y.
Without 5 inside. Without the 5.
Yeah, we take already 5 outside, yes. Oh, okay, y times this one, it will be y minus y cube. Exactly. I think this is clear, and the answer here will be what? Will be D. Will be E, عفوا. Is that clear?
Yes.
Good. Good. I think now we solve around 5 questions using volumes. Let me move to next one, which is the average value. The average value, it's easy يعني, section, and I think all the questions regarding this one, you will use just this rule, and the integration could be using by part or something like that. So let us solve this question, and I will give you 2-3 minutes to solve this question. It's supposed to be easy to put the rule, but the integration, maybe you will use integration by part. Let's see. Yalla, find the average value of this function over this interval. Yalla, all of you.
Victor, can I see the questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, يلا شباب, all of you, you have 3 minutes, find the average value of this scale. Okay, let's see, my student give the answer C. Let's see. You need more time, Shabab?
1.5 minutes.
Okay. I'm sure, Shabab, if you solve all of these questions by yourself and you understand everything, tomorrow, inshallah, in the exam, you will find the exam is easy for you, inshallah. But try to understand everything and solve everything by your hand. Don't just look for me when I solve the question. You need to solve it by your hand, huh? Just the 3 students send me solution, Shabab. If you solve it, send me the solution, please, on the chat. Okay. Okay. Okay, Abdullah. I don't need your idea, Abdullah. Ya Amr. Your solution just. Okay, Amr. Just your solution. Okay. Okay, let me choose Abdulaziz Muhammad. Abdulaziz, how you solve it?
Yes, I think the only way we use it is we use integration by part.
Integration by part. So the average function here will be integral over, we have 1 over b minus a, 1 over b minus a.
Which is a square minus 1.
Exactly, 1 over e square minus 1 multiplied by the integral from 1 to e square of the function. And the function is what? Ln y over this one. Okay, we can write it, of course, on this form, y to the power minus half times ln y. Okay, dy. And you integrate it using what? Using?
Integration by part.
Integration by part. Okay, let me find the integration by part here. You suppose u equal what?
Actually, I integrate the first one, which is root y, then multiplied by ln y minus integration.
So you suppose that u is ln y?
Yes.
And dy will be 1 over y, dy. Let me, yeah, du. dy, okay. And dv, you suppose it to be what?
1 over y.
Y to the power minus half.
Yes, y to the power minus half.
Yes, y to the power minus half dy. And when you integrate it, it will be what?
2y to the power half.
2y power half, exactly. Because it is y power half over half. Now half down will be 2. Exactly. So the integration now will be u times v. So it will be 2y power half ln y minus integral of v du. This one times this one, right?
Yes.
And if you find this one times this one, you will have 2y power minus half again. If you integrate this one, it will be 2y power half ln y minus 2y power half over half. So this 2 becomes what?
4.
4. Exactly. Note that all of this integration will be from 1 to e square. So if I substitute it, it will be, yeah, ln y square ln e square is 2. E square under root, it will be e. So it will be 4e minus 4 times e square power half will be 4e. طبعا 4e minus 4e will be 0. Minus substitution of lower bound, ln 1 is 0, so all of this one will be 0. So 0 minus 4 times 1, which is 0. Now the final answer will be 0 minus 4, so it will be 4. So the average value here will be 1 over e square minus 1, and all of this integral as we find it here will be 4. Will be 4. So the answer will be just 4 over e square minus 1 as you solve it, and the answer will be C. Yes.
ممكن تعيد الدائرة هذه اللي حددتها؟
Yeah, this is how to integrate this one. In general, how to integrate this function. We can integrating by part. Let u equal ln y, its derivative. Which is derivative of ln y? It will be 1 over y.
Okay.
And if we suppose that dv equal minus half y to the power minus half y, the integral add 1 over itself. So it will be y power half over half. Over half. Half it down. You can write it as 2 up.
Okay.
Okay. So then we have u times v minus v du. Right?
Hello.
Okay. Now the second integral is what? This one. We can integrate it directly. And y to the power minus half, again, it is y to the power half over 2. v2, so it will be 4. Just now substitute upper bound and lower bound, everything will be clear. I think this is يعني if you face any question tomorrow it will be يعني piece of cake, it will be gift question يعني. طبعا this question here, this is about 6.5. This is integration question, indefinite integral in 6.5. This is from section 6.5 as you see here. I already give you the most important product formula, so use one of them to solve this one. Yeah, I will give you 3 minutes and all of you should solve this question because I already give you the rules. So it should be easy for you. And by the way, you will use which one? Which one? Sine, time, cosine. So you will use the first one, right?
Dr. Adi, 7.2, not 6.5, I think.
Yeah, this is 7.2.
Yes, 7.2.
Yeah, sure. 6.5 will be something about the volumes, I think. Not volumes, اللي هو average value. Yes, this is 7.2. Yeah, because I removed some questions and put it in the quiz, so the section number maybe you will find some confliction يعني. But don't worry يعني, the most important thing is the question. So يلا, all of you شباب, solve this question here. It's easy one.
Doctor?
Yes.
Are these formulas gonna be given?
No, for sure not.
Okay.
No, you have to remember it. It will not be given. I think already many of you sent solution. So let's see here. Yes, my students sent solution. Okay. Yes. Good. If you all of you solve it now and that much of students find the answer E, that's good. That's good. Okay. Muhammad Al-Khazal. Do you want to solve it with me, Muhammad?
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
As you told us, I used the first question.
Good. So take
so
8 outside. No.
I take 8 outside, yes.
Yeah.
And
Sine
sine 6x. Sine 6s plus sine 8s.
Yeah, sine difference, which is 6x,
yes,
plus sine is sum. See that if you remember the rule, ya shabab, it will be piece of cake, huh? It will be, the sum will be what? Will be 8x dx. So this is the question. That's all. So it will be 4 times. What is the integral of sine?
It is minus cosine. It's
okay,
minus
of 6x.
So for this minus cosine 6x over
Divide
6.
Exactly.
Yes, yes.
Minus cosine 8x.
Minus cosine 8x over 8.
Plus c. Now all of this one multiplied by what? Multiplied by 4. So it will be 4 over 6. It will be minus 2 over 3.
Minus 2 over 3, yes. Cosine 6x.
Minus half.
Minus half cosine 8x plus c.
All plus c. And that is everything. So if you face something like this one in the major exam, then you should be happy. Because, and by the way, this is from all exam problem from your coordinator, يعني اللي هو الخليفي وليد. This is one of his question in his exam. In his, I think 183, I think something like that. So you will face for sure you will face many questions level C. You will face not all question will be difficult question. No, many question will be easy. Okay, you see this question. This is from 7.1.
Dr. Shad?
Yes.
May I go back for a second? The previous question.
Yeah. You went to the previous one. Okay. This one?
Yes. Where can I find these rules?
Already it is in the textbook, and I will put it here for you, and I will send it with the solution file. It will be with the solution file, don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
Also, this is in the textbook. If you go to 7.2 from your book, you will find it. Okay, شباب. Yes.
إذا جاتني كوساين ساين أعيد ترتيبها صح؟ ترتيب مهم.
ترتيب مهم.
إذا جاتني كوساين ساين.
So the product is commutative. يعني A time B نفسه B time A. Sin times cosine times sin. Sorry?
لما أجي أنقص الزوايا من بعض B ناقص A و A ناقص B. كوساين ساين ما عندي أنا كوساين ساين. فهمت اقصد؟
أنا فاهم عليك بس أنت just يعني be careful about what I'm saying. Now you have sine A cosine B, this one, right? If I give you cosine times sine.
أيوة أعيد ترتيبهم صح؟
It will be the same, yeah. Yeah, you can يعني yes, you take this one minus this one plus this one. Yes, if that's what you mean.
Okay.
Yes, somehow reorder it. عيد ترتيب. Yes. Okay. Now let's move to the next question here. This one. You mean the angle of sine minus the angle of cosine. That's what you mean. Yes, you are right. Okay. This question here.
Can you go up a bit? Just 1 second.
Sorry?
Just go up a bit. Just 1 second.
Again, yes.
Okay, that's it.
You don't need to take any picture. I will send all of these to you. But if you want to take any picture, it's okay also. Okay, this question شباب. يلا, this is on 7.1 اللي هو integration by substitution. Go ahead. I think this one we don't need to solve it. Why? Because we already solved something similar just 2 questions before, right? No need to solve this one. خلاص, same as اللي هو I think here when we evaluate the average value, remember? Where is it? Same as question 5. Same as question 5. خلاص, no need to solve this one. And the answer here, when you solve it, it will be 12. The answer here, it will be 12. Okay? The answer is 12. So you can solve it by yourself later. Let me move to next question, question 8. Question 8. And in question 8, I think for this one, this is also in 7.1. Okay? Yeah, this question is about. Now, solve this one, all of you. This is also by substitution. This is also integration by substitution. Yeah, solve it, all of you. I will give you 3-4 minutes. So all of you, you need to start. Usually, Shabab, we let you equal the function. Its derivative will vanish. So should I substitute u equal 2 to the power minus x or let u equal x?
This is in part, doctor, after you simplify it by substitution, right? Why
No,
can't... Yeah,
no need
I'm taking... Yeah.
No need for substitution. Just start directly with integration by part, and you suppose that u equal x. and dv will be 2 to the power minus x, because if you derive x, at the end it will vanish. When you derive it for 1-2 times, it will be vanished, right? So u will be x.
What about v, doctor? What it will be?
dv will be 2 to the power minus x.
Yes, and v?
It's integration. You don't know how to integrate 2 to the power minus x?
Oh, okay, I have to, okay.
Try to integrate it, then I will answer you now. I need you to try solve it by yourself, then we will solve it together, inshallah. Okay, many students. Faisal sent D. Aziz D. Some students send it BB. So let me choose Faisal. Or yeah, Faisal Abdul Karim. Faisal, why you solve it and you choose D? Why is that? Let's solve it.
Okay. First, I put u equal to x.
Type. Let u equal x.
And
But
dv is equal to 2 to the power minus x.
dx. Good. What is the derivative of x? Du. It will be dx.
It's equal to 1. Yes,
Okay.
1 dx.
Now, what is the integral of 2 to the power minus x?
It will be equal to minus 2 to the power minus x over ln 2.
Exactly. It will be itself divided ln base times derivative of the exponent. Good. Now, type, if you take u times v, it will be minus 2 minus x times x over ln 2. Okay. Minus will be plus integral of v du. So it is 1 over ln 2. I will take it out. So again, it will be integral of the minus outside also. It will be 2 to the power minus x dx. Right?
Then I take the derivative again. The antiderivative again.
The antiderivative again. Okay, yes. So it will be minus x times 2 to the power minus x over ln x. Now, okay, if you integrate this one again, it will be 2 to the power minus x. The sign is minus. Divided 1 over ln 2, and there is another one ln 2, so it will be ln 2 square. All of this one plus c. Is that correct?
Yes, doctor.
But why you choose it D? Is it D? Is it D or B?
Yes, it is D.
It is
yes,
D.
Yes, because it's minus.
Yeah, the answer is D. So those students who send it B, no, it's D. It is D. Yes, you are right.
It's ln 2, right?
Yeah, ln 2 square. I thought that the sign will be positive. No, it's negative. Yeah, because positive, negative will be positive, and again there's another negative, so the total will be minus. So it is D. Yes, you are right.
Doctor, we can solve it much easier, right, in the table.
Yeah, this is table. What you will do in the table? You will take this one minus this one. You integrate it another time by taking this one. So at the end, you will skip this one. Just you will write the final answer. Yes, it will be easier. You are right. But you will skip just one step, because in the table, you understand what your friend say in the table. He won't just let you equal x dv equal 2 to the power minus x dx. Now you can integrate it the first time to find v, integrate it another time, then you take it like that. So the answer will be this one with this one, that one with that one, and this is what you will have. Yes, you are right. But usually table will be much easier when we have integration by part 3-4 times. Like for example, when I have integration of x power 4 sine x. This is integration by part 4 times, right? So table here will be much easier.
Why did you put negative in B, in V?
In last step or what?
Uh,
Here, you mean?
Yes, yeah, here.
Yeah, what is the integration? Let me remind you. What is the integration of any exponential function a to the power f of x?
Yeah, it's the same over ln the constant.
Same over ln the constant, the base, times derivative of the function. What is the derivative of minus x? Minus. Because of that, we put minus. Do you need me to write the integration of the exponential function here? Let me write it just in case if you need it, okay? It will be itself over ln the base times derivative of the function. Is that clear? Is that clear, شباب?
Yes.
Yeah, down had the derivative, huh? Had
The
f
doctor,
prime. Yes.
even if the base was e.
Yeah, then e will be 1. So even the base, if it's e, it will not appear here because it's 1. Yeah, even that.
But f prime of x will appear, right?
Yeah, it's dependent on the power. يعني e to the power what? What you wanted? E to the power what?
X square.
E to the power x square. Okay, its integral now will be what? Now integral of e to the power x square. This is something else. You cannot. No, you cannot say that the integral of this one will be just itself. Okay, this function should be linear. Okay, and to be more clear, this rule for linear function ax plus c, or cx plus d. Okay, over its derivative. Over its derivative. يعني over derivative over c. يعني خلينا نحكي. This is better يعني. Okay.
The question will be much harder if we take x 2 power 2 minus x as a u, right?
You can do that. إذا كان في عندك something here linear, you make it u, you can. But because this is just x, I just find the derivative directly. But if it's linear, you can start with substitution, then you solve it. Yes, you are right. Now, in this question, this is in fact 7.2 again. Okay, this is in 7.2. And in this function, ya shabab, I need you to integrate 7 tan power 6 secant power 4. So always when you have something similar between tan and secant, sine and cosine, cotan and cosecant, think about the Pythagorean identity. Do you know what I mean by Pythagorean identities? We have the following Pythagorean identities. Sine square x plus cosine square x equal 1, or 1 plus tan square x equals secant square x, or 1 plus cotan square x equal cosecant square x. So you need to think how to simplify this question in such a way to use some Pythagorean identity. So you have 3 minutes to solve this question. All of you. Okay, many of you send me the answer D. D, all of you. Anybody send a different answer? No, all of you D. Okay. Okay, let me. يلا أبو زيد أحمد. You solve it, Ahmed, or not?
Yes, I solve it.
يلا يا أحمد. Let's solve it together. How you solve it?
First, I take secant square, separated from the secant to the power 4 to use it later on.
Let me take 7 outside, minus pi over 4, 0. Now, tan power 6, you take it here.
Yes.
Theta.
Then secant square multiplied by secant square.
Okay, you need to take secant square theta, secant square theta.
Yes.
D theta. Now, this one here equals 7, integral from minus pi over 4 to 0. Tan
same.
Or 6 theta. Now, secant square, you will use
become 1 plus tan square.
Yeah, you will use this one, the second one. And tan square theta, it will be 1 plus tan square theta. The other one here, it is secant square theta, d theta. Then what?
Yes. Then take tan to be u.
Yeah, you need
the derivative of tan will be secant square. So we killed secant square.
Exactly. Let u equal tan theta. You know that derivative of tan will be what? Du. It will be secant square theta, d theta. From here, you see that in all of this one becomes what? Becomes du. Good. So we have 7 integral of, this is u supposed to be u, so it will be u power 6, 1 plus u square, and secant square d theta, it is du. You are right. Now, did you change the limit of integral?
Yes, we change it, but
So
we can complete.
You can for sure, and you can substitute back the value of u, but I prefer just to switch it.
Yes.
You switch everything to u, just switch the limit of integral, not to go back. I don't need to substitute back. I don't like it. So if theta equal minus pi over 4,
minus 1 to 0.
Exactly. Theta equal minus pi over 4, then u will be tan of this. So it will be tan of minus pi over 4, which is equal minus 1. So this is minus 1. And if theta equals 0, that means u will be what? Tan 0, which is?
0.
0. So the integral now becomes like this. Now, let us integrate directly. U power 6 times 1, u power 6. Integrate it, u to the power 7 over 7. Plus u power 6 times u square, it is u power 8. Integrate it, u power 9 over 9. Now, all of this one multiplied by 7 and integrate from minus 1 to 0. Now, this one will be what? 0, its substitution will be 0.
0.
Minus the substitution of 1 will be minus 1 over 7, minus 1 over 9. So it will be what? 7 times minus 9, minus 7, minus 16 over minus 16, minus 16, so it will be 16 over what? Of 7 times 9, which is equal 16 over 9, because that one simplified with that one. So did you get the same answer, yeah, Ahmed?
Yes.
Sure. So the answer will be D. The answer here is D. Is that clear, Shabab?
Doctor, I didn't get the substitution of the theta.
You didn't understand it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I suppose that let u equal tan. Why I suppose u equal tan? Because the derivative of tan is secant square. Because of that, I aslan split the secant power 4. I make it secant square with secant square. Why? Because I try to write everything in term of tan, and the derivative of tan will be secant square. So this is the trick. I try to write everything in term of tan like this, as you see. Then I suppose that let u equal tan, because the derivative of tan is secant square. So in this case, I خلاص cancel this one. Or as Ahmed said, I kill it, okay? Now, if the limit of the integral minus pi over 4 to 0, this is limit of integral of theta. Can you write it as limit of integral of u? Yes. If theta equal minus pi over 4, then u equal tan of this, and tan minus pi over 4 is minus 1. tan 0 is 0. So just substitute it and you will find the answer. Is it clear?
Yeah, I got it now. Thank you.
Good. Now, this function here, this is also 7.2, yeah. As I said, I removed some question to put it in the quiz, so the numbers changed. The question numbers changed. So all of you try to solve this question here. I will minimize this a little bit. Okay, like that. Yeah, all of you solve this question. I will give you, because this question I think it need many steps. So I will give you here. I will just give you a small hint. We need to use the integration by substitution twice. مرتين. So I will give you 5 minutes to solve this question. Yeah, all of you. Do you need more time, Shabab, or you solve it? Because I think it's need some time there.
No, so more time, please.
Okay, take more time. Take more minutes, 2 minutes. Okay, Shabab. Yeah, let us solve it together. Okay. Here I will start with the following. I will suppose that let u equal root x. Let u equal root x. Now you see that in its derivative, it is u to the power half. So the derivative will be half x power minus half dx. Okay, and half x to the power minus half, it will be 1 over 2 root x dx. Okay, now the question becomes what? The question becomes the following. Integral of cosine power 5 of u over root x dx, it is 2 du. So from here we can continue this one to be, if you take 2 to the other side with du, you find that 2 du will be dx over root x. So because of that, dx over x, it will be du here. Okay, let me write it in green. du, and the 2 is outside. I will put the 2 outside. Is that clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Till now, is it clear to all of you, Shabab?
Yes, doctor.
Yes.
Good. Now I will try to split this one as following. I will try to write 2 integral. This is cosine power 5. So if you have even function of the trigonometric function, the even functions will be cosine, secant, just try to write it as cosine power 4 of u times cosine u du. And cosine power 4, it is cosine square. And cosine square, as you know, it is 1 minus sine square. So you can write it as cosine square u all square, right? But cosine square, I will write it as 1 minus sine square times cosine u. Why I do this one? Just to make another substitution, and the other substitution here will be let w, because I used u, let w equal sine u, and the derivative dw will be what? Will be cosine u du. So this will be what? This will be just dw. So my question now becomes what? Becomes 2 integral of 1 minus w square dw. And this one, if you want to simplify it, it will be 1 square is 1 minus 2w square plus w power 4 dw. Okay? And if you integrate this one, it will be 2 times w minus 2w cube over 3 plus w 5 over 5. All plus c. Now this answer here, I will substitute back the value of w. So it will be 2 times, what is the value of w? It is cosine. See here, Shabab. W equal
sine
yeah, just a minute. Now w equal this sine u, and u equal what? U equal root x. Now see here, I will use, instead of w sine u, I will substitute back, and sine u is what? Root x. So I will substitute back twice. So the answer will be, and also I'll multiply by 2. So it will be 2 times w, but w is sine u, and u is root x. So it is 2 sine root x minus 2 times minus 2 over 3. It will be minus 4 over 3 w cube, but w equal sine, so it will be sine cube of u, but u equal root x, so it will be this one, plus 2 times 1 over 5. It will be 2 over 5 w power 5, which is sine power 5 of u, but u equal root x, all of this one plus c. So is it A, B, C, D, or E? Which one? I think it will be C. C, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So the answer is C. The answer is C here. This is my answer. Is that clear, Shabab?
Yes, clear.
Yes, everything is clear.
Good. Now, because we have just 15 minutes from now, let me solve the last 4 questions without giving you any extra time to solve it with me, because we have just 15 minutes for 3 questions. Okay. This question here, Shabab. This question here. In question 11, I think this integral will be, yes, from 7.1. Integral 1 to 8 for x over, see here, Shabab, I have cube root of x. So here you have to use just a small tricky idea, which is, what do you think, Shabab, if I suppose that you have cube root, right? So to cancel the root here, I will suppose that just let x equal what? Cube. Because cube u root of u cube will be just u. Is that clear? If you have 6th root, you suppose that x equal what?
U to the power 6.
U power 6. Tab. If you have a cube root of x square, you suppose that x equal what?
2 over 3 3 over 2
exactly reciprocal حقها. No, this is 2 over 3 3 over 2. Yeah. Why? Because when you put it instead of x its value u, the powers will simplify with each other.
Cancel the root.
Yeah, and you will simplify the root. Excellent. So it's clear that why I use this idea. This is a small tricky idea. And from here you see that u will be the cube root of x, right? And also from here you see that dx will be 3u square du. And we know that also if x equal 1, then u will be cube root of 1, which is also 1. And if x equal 8, that means u equal cube root of 8, which is 2. So the integral now becomes integral from 1 to 8 of 4x. But what is x? It is u cube over x اللي هي u cube plus cube root of x اللي هي u dx. And as you know that dx is 3u square du. This is my integral. And you see that this integral without any what? Without any roots. Good. From denominator you can take u square common factor. So you will have integral from 1 to 2. Here you have u square, u plus 1, 3u square du. And here for u. Sorry?
Factor
to 8.
1 u
Integration
common
1
factor.
to 8.
1 common factor not 2.
ما فهمت عليك. What's the problem?
Denominator.
U.
Denominator.
U, not u square. U. Yeah. U. Now you simplify the power here with that one here. Okay. So the integral now becomes integral from 1 to 2 of 12 u power 4 over u square plus 1 du. This is my question. Now you look that you have fraction numerator much larger than denominator. يعني خلينا نحكي this is polynomial over polynomial, but numerator greater than denominator. So you use long division. 12u power 4 over u square plus 1. It will be 12u square. 12u power 4. 12. What is the problem?
Why don't you take the 12 outside then solve it just easily?
You can. It will be same plus 12u because what's the problem? ما قاعد يكتب. Okay, 12u square. If you subtract that one with that one, it will be minus 12u square. You can, of course, minus 12. In fact, I have to do it. In fact, it's better to do it 12 outside. Why I didn't take it outside, I don't know. You are right. So write 12 just here outside. Okay, it will be much easier. And u power 4 divided u square plus 1, u square, u power 4 plus u square. If you subtract them from each other, you will have minus u square. So minus 1, minus u square, minus 1. Subtract that 1. So the question becomes 12 outside. Now we have the integral from 1 to 2 of u square minus 1 plus 1 over u square plus 1. Or you can write it on the form 1 plus u square. Just to look like what? To look like what? Tan inverse, exactly. Now this one here will be 12 times u cube over 3 minus u plus tan inverse, because what is the integral of 1 over 1 plus u square? It is tan inverse of u, and here we substitute it from 1 to 2. Good. Now this one here becomes, okay, I have to minimize my font. So it will be 12 8 over 3 minus 2 plus tan inverse of 2 minus substitution of 1. It will be 1 over 3 minus 1 plus tan inverse of 1. It will be pi over 4, right? So it will be 12 times 8 over 3 minus 1 over 3. It will be 7 over 3, right? Minus 2 minus 1 plus 1. Minus 2 plus 1, it will be minus 1. plus pi over 4 plus tan inverse, not plus pi over 4, minus pi over 4 plus tan inverse of 2. If you multiply 12 by all sides, you will get what? 12 times 7 over 3, it will be 28 minus 12, it will be 16 minus pi over 4 times 12, it will be 3 pi. It will be 3 pi, what is it? And plus 12 tan inverse of 2. Do we have choices like this one? It's E, right?
دكتور
It is E. Yes.
ما يصير اني اعوض مرة ثانية اخذ substitution تكون اسهل.
Like what?
مثلا اقول W equal to U square plus 1.
Even that you will I think no. It will not make it easier, يعني. It will be the same thing, almost the same. You can solve it using that technique, but I think it will be the same.
How did U to the power 3 become U to the power 4?
Just a minute. This is equal 12 outside. Because this is U square. With U, we still have U up. U times U cube, it is U power 4. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Any question, شباب؟
دكتور إذا سوينا زي ما اقترح رجال بالأخير بنرجع لازم نحولها لتان انفرس، فأفضل إن الخيارات أول.
Okay, but I think it will not be shorter. That's what I mean.
أي أقصد إنه قبل ما نبدأ
you are right. Maybe we will not find it in the choices. Yes. Yes, you are.
نضطر نحول الإجابة.
Yeah, maybe we will not find it in the choices. Now here I just will give you a hint, small hint here because we don't have enough time. So I will give you a hint on this one. Shabab, this is very important. And when you find something like this, and I think you will be asked about something similar, just think about denominator as completing square. So when you have x squared plus x plus 1, this can be written as x squared plus x. Now you add and subtract half coefficient of x squared. Coefficient of x is 1, half of it is half. Square, you add 1 over 4 and you subtract 1 over 4. Plus 1 is already here. This will give you what? This will give you, okay, just to avoid any conflict, this will be x plus half square plus 3 over 4. Okay, now the integral will be integral from minus half to 1 of 1 over what? 3 over 4 plus what? X plus half square dx. If you take 3 over 4 common factor outside, it will be 1 over 3 over 4, so it will be 4 over 3. Integral from minus half to 1, 1 over 1 plus x plus half. Now you take 3 over 4. If you want to take it inside the square, it will be root 3 over 2. All inside the square, because I put it inside the square. Is that clear?
No.
Shabab, I have x plus half square. You need to divide it by 3 over 4. Now 3 over 4 is the same as root 3 over 2 all square. Square up, square down. You can put it inside the same square. Did you get it?
Yes.
All of you, did you get the idea? This is good idea. Okay, now it will be on the form of tan inverse. See here, this is equal 4 over 3 from minus half to 1, 1 over 1 plus 2, you can take it up, it will be 2x plus 1 over root 3 square dx. This is equal what? This is equal tan inverse. Don't forget that the constant before it, it will be what? It will be 4 over 3 tan inverse of what? Of 2x plus 1 over root 3. And now you substitute it from minus half to 1, I'm sure you will find the answer to be D, 2 pi over. Now, blah, 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 blah. At the end, the answer will be 2 pi over 3 root 3. So the answer will be D. The answer will be D. Is that
Doctor, what's the
طبعا I
form
will
of completing the
I
square?
will send you the full details. Sorry?
What's the form of completing the square? How did you know that it's 1/4 to add and subtract?
Because you add and subtract half coefficient of x اللي هو b square over 2. b over 2 all square. You add it over and you divide it. You add it and subtract it. b square b يعني coefficient of x مين هو؟ 1 divided by 2 half square it 4 1 over 4. You add 1 over 4, you subtract 1 over 4. Clear?
Clear. Thank you.
Can we add and subtract x?
Sorry?
Add and subtract x, so it's become x squared plus 2x plus 1 minus x.
So it will not be perfect square.
It will be.
So the idea is just completing square. Do you know how we complete square from preparatory year? Same idea.
It will become x plus 1 all squared.
The minus x outside. You add x and you subtract x. The x you subtract it becomes here. So you will not. It will not be on the tan inverse format.
Okay.
You see, you add x, but you subtract x, so you add another x. Here I tried to solve the last example quickly because I need this one. This is very important, and for sure you will face one of the trigonometric substitution. Imma like this one. Let me take it back. Okay, one of these. You will face one of these for sure. So let me solve this example at least, then we will stop. For this example, ya shabab, for this example here, you have what? You have this format, and this format here, ya shabab, in fact, we need to complete the square again here, because we have 2x minus x squared. It is not over any one of these formats, right? So I will try to write it as perfect square. This is important question, ya shabab. If I take minus common factor, it will be x squared minus 2x. How to make this one perfect square? What is coefficient of x? Minus 2 divided by 2 minus 1 square 1. So you add 1, you subtract 1. So it will be minus, the first 3 terms is just x minus 1 square and minus 1, the last one. Minus the minus 1 will be 1 minus x minus 1 square. Is that clear? So the question becomes from 1 to 2 to 3 over 2 of 4 root of, when you complete the square, it becomes on this form, dx. Now to make it easier for you, I will use substitution. I will let u equal x minus 1. So du will be dx, and the limit of integrals becomes what? When x equal 1, u will be 0. When x equal 3 over 2, u will be what? 3 over 2 minus 1, half. So the function becomes what? The functions becomes integral from 0 to half of 4 root of 1 minus u square du, right? And this is in what format? This is what substitution? Should I substitute? Yeah, sine. So let u here have a trigonometric substitution. Let u equal sine theta. du will be cosine theta, d theta. And you see that here under the root. Now, the limit of integral, when u equals 0, sine 0 is 0. When u equal half, what is the angle with sine half? It is pi over 6. Pi over 6 of 4 root of 1 minus sine square theta, and du is what? Cosine theta d theta. Now you see that, shabab, here 1 minus cosine square theta, it will be cosine square theta. Cosine square theta under the root, it is absolute value of cosine theta, right? But don't forget that this one will work in what interval? This assumption work between minus pi over 2 and pi over 2. And cosine in this interval will be positive. Always we choose the substitution in this interval just to make it positive without absolute value. So we have the integral from 0 to pi over 6 of 4 cosine theta times cosine theta d theta. And this is integral for outside of 0 to pi over 6 of cosine square theta d theta. Now try to use cosine square theta. I think it is 4 integral from 0 to pi over 6. Cosine square theta, شباب, it is cosine 2 theta minus 1 over 2. Right? And this is 2 outside.
Plus.
Plus, exactly. And integral of cosine, it will be sine of 2 theta over 2 plus theta from 0 to pi over 6. طبعا 4 over 2, it's already 2, I simplified. Now, if you try to simplify this one till the end, I think you will get the answer to be root 3 over 2 plus pi over 3, which is D. طبعا I will send the full details for you, okay? But
Can you
because
zoom
we
out
already
the
done.
Sorry? Zoom out for the solution.
Sorry?
yx plus theta.
What is the integral of 1?
Okay, I see theta.
Yeah, integral of 1 theta, because it is 1 d theta, right?
Yeah.
Yes. The last one, the last example here, I will send it to you, but I think this is the substitution of what? Of secant. So here the idea is just let x equal secant theta. And this is how you start with it. I will send you the full details, okay? And that is the last question here. That is the last question. But طبعا I put much questions just to let you see many ideas. And if you be able to solve all of these things, inshallah, you will be in safe side. I will stop here, Shabab, and me or Abdullah will send you the full details of the solutions. I will send the solutions to Abdullah, or then we will put it in the group here, and Abdullah will put it in on Arshfة website. So you will be able to find the video and the recording with the full details solution, inshallah. Abdullah also will give you. Abdullah, are you here, Abdullah?
Yes, I'm here, دكتور. إن شاء الله يا شباب كل الملفات راح ترسل على جروب الواتساب اللي أتوقع الكل فيه إن شاء الله.
I think many students not in the WhatsApp group because when I send the email to through the Success Center, I think in this team we have more than 300 now, or around 300 students. How many students you have in WhatsApp group?
About 300.
Oh, that's good. I think all of them with me and you. That's good. We will put it, inshallah, on WhatsApp. Abdullah will send it, and he will put it also on Arshfة website. Also, I will put the recording and the solution here. Abdullah, when you will send the quiz for the students?
Now, بس خلني أعطي الخاتمة يا دكتور. أنت خلصت يا دكتور الحين؟
Yes, I'm done. Go ahead, Abdullah. Thank you.
نشكرك يا دكتور شادي على تقديم الحصة، كما نشكر الطلاب على الحضور. إن شاء الله كانت حصة مثرية وعادت على الفائدة بالجميع. في الشات الآن راح أرسل رابط التقييم. نتمنى منكم تعبئة الاستفادة من ملاحظاتكم وتطوير مستوى التقديم في قادم الأيام. وللمزيد من البرامج الأكاديمية المفيدة والمثرية نذكركم بمتابعة حسابنا على تويتر.